Challenges play like a single turn from the game. There's a hand of 5 cards and a number of cards, usually 4 or 5, in the centre. The objective is to take as many cards in a single or multiple build as possible, using only one number card from your hand as the answer. You can play challenges as a solo or a team game. There's no correct single answer to a challenge. The idea is just to collect as many cards as possible by following the Numero rules. You can find challenges in the RIC publications Numero Challenge books and also every week in the educational supplement of the West Australian newspaper. Here's an example of one possible answer to a challenge. 2 plus 5 is 7. Take with 7 to win 3 cards. Here's another example using the same problem. This is a multiple take. We have 5 plus 3 equals 8, 6 plus 2 equals 8, and of course 8 equals 8. So take with 8 to win 6 cards. 6 would be the maximum possible number here. This challenge uses wildcards. Here you can see a take. 13 take away 3 equals 10, 10 take away 4 equals 6, 6 take away 5 equals 1. Take with 1 to win 5 cards. It's not the only answer possible. Here's a different answer to the same problem. 13 plus 15 is 28, 28 take 3 is 25, 25 take 5 is 20, 20 divided by 2 is 10, 10 take away 4 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times a quarter is 3, take with 3 to win 9 cards. You can play Numero on your own. Solitaire is very similar to playing challenges with a pack of cards. You can play Solitaire at any level, using whichever cards you wish to, but as with the full game, the wild cards make it much more interesting. In this game, you deal 5 cards to the centre and have 5 cards in your hand. You make the best take you can using any cards in the centre and any wild cards, but just one number card from your hand. If you're successful, you replace any used cards in the centre and in your hand. The game ends if you run out of cards or if you're unable to make a take. You count your cards to see how many you've won. As with challenges, there's no correct answer. You just do the best you can. The player adds 12 and 10 to make 22, and then takes 2 from 22 to make 20, and then divides 20 by 2 to make 10. Then they make 4/5 of 10, which equals 8. This wins 6 cards. The player replaces the used cards from both his hand and the centre. In their next turn, they play 2/3 on 9 to make 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. A quarter of 8 is 2. And 2 plus 11 makes 13, so they can take with the 13. At the end of the turn, they replace the cards they use. They continue playing like this until they run out of cards or are unable to make another take. Point scoring is perhaps the most interesting, but also the most complicated way to play Numero. The same rules apply to point scoring as apply to a normal game of Numero. The winner is the player with the most points. This may not be the player with the most cards. Because this is quite complicated, you'll need to keep track of your score on a piece of paper or on a Numero score sheet as you play. There's a lot more room for strategy and clever tactics in point scoring games. Here you can see how you can work out the points you score for different things in the game. You'll find cards that show you this inside your pack. In this simple take, the player has made a join of 4 plus 5 equals 9. The player will get 1 point for the take, plus 3 points for the 3 cards. This is a total of 4 points. This player has a multiple take of 8 plus 4 is 12, and 6 plus 6 is 12. The player will get 1 point for each take, making 2 points, plus 5 points for the 5 cards, making a total of 7 points. This player has a simple take using a wild card. 12 divided by 2 is 6. The player will get 1 point for the take, plus 3 points for the 3 cards, and 10 points for the wild card, making a total of 14 points. This player has a more complex take using wild cards. 15 times a third equals 5. 5 times 2/5 equals 2. 2 plus 5 equals 7. The player will get 1 point for the take, 5 points for the 5 cards, 2 points for the 15, 20 points for the 2 wild cards, and 2 points for a take of 5 cards, making a total of 30 points. This player has a more complex take, using one colour and wild cards. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 1 take away 4 equals -3. 11 minus 3 equals 8. 8 plus 2 equals 10. The player will get 1 point for the take, 6 points for the 6 cards, 20 points for the 2 wild cards, 5 points for a take of 6 cards, 5 points for using 3 operations, plus, minus and divide, and 5 points for using just one colour in a take of more than 5 cards, making a total of 42 points.